And hello and welcome to another video regarding the 3-4-3 formation. Now what we're going to look at is the attacking options we have and what it presents us going forward. Now first of all, we're going to look at the structure of and the roles of the players who will form the basis of the attacks. So that is going to be the double pivot and the wing backs, and we also have a narrow front three. Now, the reason why it's a narrow front three that we tend to play with is because it's the wing backs we want to create space for going forward. And having the narrow front three will allow to draw the defence inwards and also create space for the wing backs to bomb on. Now, this is not the only setup that you can play with your front three. I like to play with 2 10s, 2 attacking midfielders, supporting the front man, but you can also play with 2 inside forwards, so they can play a bit closer to the front man, or you can play with the strike. Well, the middle man has just a 1 number 10 and 2 forwards, just like that. But I tend to prefer 2 10s, as I like the options it presents, and it presents the midfield pivots, and also the options it presents the wide wing backs going forward into link up play. Now in this setup, the wing backs have a very important role because they are also having to provide options going forward, and also they're expected to provide cover when needed in defence as well. But what you're looking at here, as you can see, is it becomes a front 5 once the wing backs have ventured forward to support the attack. And now this is the situation that we want to try and get ourselves in, because then it becomes a overload situation on the defence. As you can see, if it's a back 4, they can overload them by 1, which can free up space for one of your attacking players. And even if it was a back 3, you would have a similar situation, overloading them by 2, because they would just have a back 3 once you get into that situation. Now, one of the many advantages of the 3-4-3 is because it allows you to overload quite effectively in wider areas. So as you can see here, in this situation, if the ball was on the right and it was with one of our number 10s on the right, if our striker also shuffled across as well slightly, now you got in this area where you have an overload of 3, where these two are, now this defender is worrying about the striker, but it's also got to, this player out wide is also got to think about, oh my god, I need to provide a bit of cover here to deny the space for the number 10, which also frees this wider person more. And if it could be even a through pass for this man here, or even if this guy decides to come across a bit more, it frees up space for the striker to peel off, and I could potentially have a through ball there. Or it could even just free up space for this number 10 to try and penetrate and go through themselves as well. So it presents options in terms of the attack, and it presents problems for the defenders, because if they can get in situations where they can overload in those areas, this could happen on the left as well, then you can cause real damage to the opposition. Now the full structure should look like when the whole team are going forward should be coming at 3-2-5, and then you will have your 2 pivot players, and it should look like more of a front 5 in this way. Okay. Now what we have here is what we call our rest defence. These play an important role because they're going to present the options of, if the ball needs to travels over back to the defence, and then obviously we have these 5 here who are going to be providing that cover to ensure that we're not susceptible to counter attacks. They can also be options if we struggle to go forward, then we can maybe start again, come back around the other side and recycle it, where the space might be on the other side as well. So they're there to provide that reassurance, that balance to the team, in attack and also in defence as well. Now, what you might also see with the striker with some teams is the striker might play more of a false 9 and occasions drop in here. Now, when they drop in here, what this will do, it will hopefully draw out one of the defending players to create space for and allow them to go into there. Okay, so if the ball was with another attacking player, they could be playing through, and they could go and get an opportunity on goal. Okay, so that's teams that you see like Tottenham do it with their player false nine, because they play a 3-4-3 as well, and Harry Kane does it quite often where he drops into that little hole there, and he might have the ball as well, and then it ends up being in the 10 role and slotting someone in, one of the 2 wide forwards or even one of the wider wing backs, in order for them to provide crosses into the area so they can try and score goals. Finally, I want to talk more about the roles of the double pivots, which are the double pivots here, and how they can affect the game in attack as well. Now, their roles are, they could be 2 resting defence players who are sitting in front and providing that cover for the back 3. And they could just be making sure that they are providing that cover where they are looking to get the ball, start off attacks from recycling it from the other side, or trying to find those forwards with the ball as well. They could also have one of them being more of a box-to-box player, so they could even also look to make more advancing runs as well, provide even more overloads situation where they can get free or even free up space for other players, because they're drawing in defenders to watch their movements as well. So you can decide how you decide to play. You could play a bit more of a withdrawn double pivots where they just look to provide that structure and that base to build from, or you could have one of them just be the main double pivot at times, and one be more box to box where they make movements forward and create more overload situations in order to unsettle the opposition's defence. Now, just by watching this video, you can see why this formation is such a popular formation lately, and it provides many flexible options going forward. Like, for example, as you can see, the number of different types of triangles, which normally is a good sign of good supporting angles within a team structure that this presents going forward. And it just allows the teams to overload in many areas that would really unbalance the opposition's defensive line, which can also present you lots of options going forward. Now, hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel. Also, if you'd like more information about how you can help your football team or grassroots youth team progress, then look in the description below and click the link in there where you can get some free material to help you with your coaching journey. I will see you on the next video.